Imagine the shock of realizing that the sweet treat you've been enjoying daily could be as damaging to your body as a nightly cocktail, without any of the fun. This hidden truth about sugar has been buried under decades of misleading advice, leaving millions struggling with weight and health issues they never saw coming. Stick around as we uncover the startling science that's rewriting everything we thought we knew about our diets, and why it's time to rethink that innocent soda or juice. The long-standing mantra of eat less, move more has proven ineffective for far too many, with global populations gaining an average of 25 pounds in just 25 years despite following it. This paradox signals a major oversight in conventional wisdom. Drawing from groundbreaking insights like those from Dr. Robert Lustig's lecture, the focus shifts to how our food environment triggers biochemical responses that fuel this crisis. Obesity emerges not as a character flaw, but as a reaction to a manipulated food supply, where hormones dictate storage and hunger in ways beyond conscious control. Consider the broader implications. In a world where processed foods dominate shelves, these hormonal disruptions affect energy levels, mood, and even productivity, particularly for those balancing careers and family demands. To grasp this fully, let's delve deeper into the historical backdrop. The Eat Less, Move More advice traces back to mid-20th century nutrition guidelines, influenced by post-World War II food abundance and early epidemiological studies. During the 1950s, as heart disease rates climbed in affluent nations, researchers sought simple explanations, often overlooking complex interactions between diet, lifestyle, and genetics. This era set the stage for oversimplified messages that persist today, ignoring how modern food processing alters nutrient profiles and metabolic responses. Take the calorie concept. It's not the straightforward equation it's made out to be. Sources matter immensely, because certain calories hijack metabolic pathways, prompting the body to store energy as fat first, which then drives increased eating and reduced activity to compensate. This inverted logic explains why efforts to simply cut calories often backfire. For middle-aged individuals juggling busy lives, this means practical strategies like prioritizing nutrient-dense foods can yield better results than obsessive counting. Expanding on this, biochemical evidence shows that when fat storage is hormonally driven, say by elevated insulin from refined carbs, the body enters a conservation mode, similar to how animals prepare for hibernation. This isn't just theory. Studies on metabolic flexibility highlight how diets high in processed sugars reduce the body's ability to switch between fuel sources, leading to persistent fatigue and cravings. In the mid-20th century, post-war prosperity led to processed food booms, amplifying these issues. Academic studies, such as those examining infant obesity rates, reinforced that biology trumps willpower. Babies don't choose diets, yet rates climb due to maternal and formula influences. This alleviates guilt, empowering informed changes. For instance, formula sweetened with corn syrup have been linked to early metabolic programming, setting the stage for lifelong challenges. But hold on, the real surprise lies in what specific ingredient is pulling the strings, something lurking in nearly every processed item, and its effects might just mimic a substance we already know is toxic. Shifting gears, the villain in this story is fructose, processed by the liver in a manner eerily similar to alcohol. Unlike glucose, which fuels cells body-wide, fructose overwhelms the liver, converting to fat via de novo lipogenesis, mirroring alcoholic liver damage. Recent research from 2020 to 2025 confirms this. Liquid fructose strongly links to metabolic syndrome and NAFLD, with studies showing it disrupts gut microbiota and heightens risks for diabetes and heart issues. Excessive intake fosters insulin resistance, where the liver ignores signals, forcing higher insulin output and perpetuating cycles of fat storage and hypertension through uric acid buildup. Delving deeper, fructose metabolism involves unique enzymes like fructokinase, which bypasses regulatory steps that glucose follows, leading to unchecked energy influx. This results in rapid ATP depletion in liver cells, triggering stress responses that promote inflammation and fibrosis, akin to chronic alcohol exposure. A 2025 study emphasized how fructose alters gut microbiota, reducing beneficial bacteria that aid in sugar breakdown, thus exacerbating systemic inflammation. For middle-aged adults, this translates to subtle symptoms like midday energy crashes or unexplained joint pain, often dismissed as aging but rooted in dietary patterns established decades ago. In practical terms, for middle-aged folks, this means swapping fruity sodas for water infused with herbs proves a smart move, reducing liver strain without drastic overhauls. Historically, 19th century observations of sugarcane workers thriving on raw forms versus refined sugar executives declining in health-wise illustrates processing's role. These workers consuming fructose bound with fiber avoided the metabolic overload that plagued their bosses who indulged in purified sugars. Modern parallels abound. Think how Coke delivers fructose sans buzz, yet matches beer's metabolic hit. A 2023 review highlights fructose's role in cardiometabolic woes, urging moderation. This isn't scare tactics, it's evidence-based urgency to protect long-term vitality. Yet, how did this toxin become ubiquitous? The answer uncovers a massive policy blunder that's still affecting us today, rooted in a controversial study that shaped global nutrition for generations. The low-fat movement of the 1980s, spearheaded by organizations like the USDA and AHA, aimed to curb heart disease but inadvertently fueled the crisis. When fats were removed from foods, taste suffered, so manufacturers pumped in sugars, especially HFCS, creating addictive, calorie-dense items like those infamous low-fat cookies. This shift stemmed from flawed science, notably Ansel Keys's 7-country study, which correlated fat intake with heart disease but cherry-picked data from only 7 nations, ignoring 15 others where no link appeared. Critics argue Keys overlooked sugar's confounding role. In many datasets, sugar correlated stronger with disease, but he didn't fully analyze holding sugar constant while varying fat. John Eudekin, a contemporary, warned sugar was the culprit in his book Pure, White, and Deadly, but Keys's influence, backed by emerging food industry interests, prevailed. Revelations from 2016 showed the sugar industry funded research in the 1960s to downplay sugar's risks and amplify fats, further entrenching the low-fat paradigm. Today, evidence shows carbs, particularly fructose, elevate harmful small dense LDL particles, while fats boost benign large ones. For middle-aged audiences, this history validates returning to whole foods. Avocados and nuts offer satisfying fats without the sugar spike, potentially improving cholesterol profiles and energy stability. The irony? The cure for fat fears made societies fatter and sicker, with obesity rates tripling since the 1970s. But exercise, often miscast as a calorie torch, holds hidden powers that go far deeper, influencing cellular processes in ways that redefine its role in health. Reimagining exercise reveals it's not about outrunning calories. A quick jog barely counters a small snack. Instead, it enhances metabolic resilience on cellular levels. Key benefits include boosted muscle insulin sensitivity, reducing overall hormone needs, and curbing fat storage. It slashes stress hormones like cortisol, which otherwise drive cravings and belly fat. Moreover, it accelerates mitochondrial function, burning fat precursors before they accumulate in the liver. Expanding on this, exercise induces myokine release, like IL-6, which signals the liver to oxidize fats more efficiently during activity. For middle-aged individuals, this translates to sustainable routines like brisk walks or yoga, fostering longevity without exhaustion. Historical fitness trends, from ancient Greek regimens emphasizing balance to modern HIIT focusing on efficiency, echo this. Activity builds health foundations, not just slim waists. Recent studies affirm exercise aids immunity and infection recovery, vital as we age, by modulating inflammation and enhancing cellular repair. It's a shield against our toxic diet, but nature provides an even simpler antidote that's been ignored for too long, one that our ancestors relied on instinctively. Nature's genius shines in pairing fructose with fiber, its natural buffer. Processing removes this, turning fruit into metabolic threats. An apple nourishes, but juice overloads. Fiber slows sugar absorption, signals fullness via PYY hormone, and blocks some fat uptake. Ancestors consumed 100 to 300 grams daily, we average 12, explaining gut health declines. Recent 2020 to 2025 research shows fiber-adapted microbiomes clear fructose efficiently, reversing liver issues and enhancing nutrient uptake. Soluble fibers form gels that moderate blood sugar spikes, crucial for diabetes management. For middle-aged health, incorporating ignored veggies like artichokes or psyllium supplements proves transformative, aiding digestion and blood sugar control. This simple swap, whole foods over processed, counters the poison effectively, potentially lowering cholesterol and supporting heart health through microbiome diversity. Wrapping up, the obesity epidemic stems from a fructose-laden food system, not personal failings. Armed with this knowledge, empowerment follows. Cut added sugars, embrace fiber and movement for resilience. Reflect on how post-war policies and industry influences shape today's plates, and consider reclaiming control through informed choices. What small change will you make today, perhaps starting with a whole fruit instead of juice? Share in the comments. Your story could inspire others. Subscribe for more eye-opening health truths, and let's reclaim wellness together.